Okay. In one of my previous videos, I talked about 10 5-star characters that everyone should get and that would give a lot of value to your accounts. It was mostly towards helping new players finding out what characters they should prioritize on their journey throughout this game so beloved. By the way, if you haven't seen the video, link in the description or here on the video pop-up. Anyways, as you could see from the title, we are doing a 4-star characters version. In this video I'll let you know the best 10 4-star characters you can have that will boost your account value and power. Just a reminder before the video starts, just like in the other video, I looked into Abyss usage and tier lists to gather some of this information, but my opinion was the biggest influencer while doing this list. So in a way, this is my opinion after all. My objective here is not to force you all to pull like crazy on banners where this 4-star will appear, because you should always consider if you need or want the 5-star character before pulling. The purpose of this video is just letting you know the best 4-star characters in the game for now, and giving you a light about them, because who knows, maybe you have them into your account but you are lazy to look into their kits so you don't know what they do. If you disagree and think something different related to what I say in this video, leave your comment down below explaining your opinion. Just be respectful while you do it, okay? As always, don't forget to follow me and liking this video. I'm getting a lot of feedback on my latest videos and it's all thanks to you guys. Since I don't have a proper schedule to post, I advise you all to ring that bell so that you will be notified when I upload. Or keep an eye on my community tab because I always share my posts there. All my other links are in the description, so let's now discuss who are the best 4-star characters that everyone should have in my opinion. Just like the other video, I decided to include some honorable mentions. And they share the same meaning that the honorable mentions did on the last video. The characters here are super good, but I don't think they are better than the 10 I selected. My first honorable mention will go to Layla. Layla is a cryo shielder that can also provide some cryo application off field. Her damage is not that special, but she has the second best shield in the game. Unfortunately, she's on the honorable mentions due to the fact that her shield gets better and better with constellations, and that there are a lot of healers in the game, suppressing a little bit the need of a 4-star shielder. Just after Layla, we have another character from the cryo element, Rosaria. Rosaria has high personal damage, making her a good sub DPS for your team and an actual monster on melt teams. She has a consistent off-field application with her burst, and her skills generate a lot of particles, and she actually gives crit rate to the whole team. The only reason I consider Rosaria an honorable mention is because of two factors. You kinda want some constellations, mostly C2, and she can be tricky to build, because the more crit rate you get on her, the more you give to the team, leading to some sacrifices between stats while you're building her. And as the last honorable mention of this video, we have Thoma. He was super banned on his launch, but just like other characters, he also got buffed with Dendro and now a little bit with Fontaine. Thoma is the king of Burgeon teams, and being a shielder gives you a little bit more of survivability. Not only that, but he also is a good option for melt teams where the on-field DPS will use normal attacks. A good example is Risley. His best melt team has Thoma on it, because with him and Nahida, he will always apply burning to the enemy. Thoma is not only good things, he is difficult to build due to split scaling, and it's super niche, being only used on Dendro teams that want some pyro application, making him worth of just an honorable mention in my opinion. Now that we talked about the 3 honorable mentions, let's now discuss the top 10 itself. I will mention the characters from the order of less important to the most important, but of course it's just my opinion and this may change with your preferences. Starting the top 10, we have Lynette, the most recent permanent free 4-star. Lynette has a good mobility due to an elemental skill that speeds up movement, making it more comfortable to explore the world. She can be a sub DPS to your team, and also being a buffer thanks to the beloved 4-piece VV and her passive talents. But not everything is amazing. She's worth of the 10th place due to not buffing neither EM or elemental damage bonus like other Anemo users do. Even though she's a buffer, she will always end up being replaced once you get Kazuha or Sucrose. Right after her, at 9th place, we have the most recent 4-star, Charlotte. She's a good cryo applicator and mainly focus on support and healing your whole team with a single burst, making her suitable for most teams in the game that will not be messed up by cryo reactions. And her healing? She heals a lot at C0, but with constellations you will start to see her healing basically the same as Jean, for example, a 5-star healer, making it a downside compared to other 4-star healers, and adding to the fact of having an 80 energy cost of her burst, almost forcing you to run Favonius and or a lot of ER. I think she is more than happy to receive the 9th place on this list. On 8th place, we have another healer, Yao Yao. She's in my opinion one of the best healers you can have from all the 4-star healers. Yao Yao can heal your active character with her skill, and with her burst, she will heal the whole team. And while she does that, she also applies a lot of Dendro for your Dendro teams. And she's actually the second best Dendro applicator of the game, only losing to Nahida. Even being all this amazing, Yao Yao still has some cons on her. Unfortunately, her burst costs 80, and the bunnies will stop healing if Yao Yao leaves the field while you are using her burst, causing some DPS losses sometimes thanks to her being on field. This is why, even though being an amazing healer and Dendro applicator, I think she's worth of the 8th place. We talked a lot about healers, let's change our focus to a sub DPS, okay? On 7th place we have our favorite pirate, Beidou. Beidou is an amazing electro sub DPS that will help you delete enemies as long as they are more than one on the field. She becomes a human shield with her skill, and getting hit while holding it makes her deal more damage than normal, and her burst gives her off-field electro damage, as well as helping your team not getting killed super easy with her damage reduction. Unfortunately for Beidou, she's another character that likes constellations. Her C1 and her C2 will give her a shield and more damage on her burst consecutively. Another downside of her is the amount of energy you will need, because on most of the teams you will need a battery or a lot of ER, and adding to the fact of not being that great against single enemies, she's worth of 7th place only. At 6th place, we have someone already mentioned before, Sucrose. Sucrose will be the best substitute for people who don't have Kazuha. She will buff the EM of your teams, besides giving you plenty of utility like crowd control, difference reduction with the 4-piece VV, and also generating a lot of particles. Unfortunately, she suffers from the same of most 4-star characters, where constellations improve a lot of value on her kit, but she will work perfectly at C0, especially for those without Kazuha or any way of crowd control, making her more than suitable for the 6th place. At 5th place, we have Fischl. Fischl was never weak, but Hoyoverse decided to make her even stronger as time went by. First was Dendro with the electro reactions, and now, on Fontaine, her best artifact set dropped for everyone to farm. She's the queen of electro sub DPS, while also being an amazing battery for your team and fitting on almost every team. It's hard to find some cons about Fischl, but they do exist. She lacks on AoE coverage, and her C6 is when she gets the best potential. Fischl will always be a great addition to your account, C0 or not. Due to this, I think she deserves the 5th place on the list. At 4th place, I have someone who maybe at the eyes of some can be seen as a winner of the 1st or 2nd place, and that character is Kuki Shinobu. Kuki suffered bullying on her release because most people thought her kit was bad, and it was back in Inazuma. But with the addition of Dendro, it almost looked like her kit was planned to be like that since the beginning. Kuki is the premier Hyper Bloom enabler for any team, and will be a good option for spread and aggravate teams as well. She's super easy to build, you just need to stack as many amount of EM as you can, and she will do her job. No constellations or fancy weapons needed, but why is she not 1st place you think? Easy, she only works with Dendro basically. You will barely see her being used outside of those teams. Due to this reason, I think she's one of the best characters you can have on Dendro focused teams, but she's not worth of being at the top 3. With the bronze medal, at 3rd place, we have Gordon Ramsay. Xiangling. Xiangling is the premier pyro sub DPS, or should I say off-field DPS, because literally, when you see a Xiangling on the team, normally she's the one dealing the biggest numbers, and the teammates are usually there to make her shine even more. She will never disappoint you once you start playing with her, and her only downsides in my opinion is only her burst cost and duration, something that gets solved with Bennett serving as a battery and with her C4 increasing the time of her burst. Xiangling will work wonderful at C0 and will only get better when you unlock her constellations, proving herself to be worth of the bronze medal. At 2nd place, with the silver medal, we have Shinkyu. Shinkyu is one of the best hydro applicators in the game at the eyes of most players, and he somewhat proves to be worthy of that title. He has consistent off-field hydro application and provides defense options like micro healing, resistance to interruption, and damage reduction, making him viable on any team that needs hydro. He has strong single target damage and will always be good to your account at every point of the game, even with low investment. And his only downside is the energy requirements, forcing you to run an energy weapon almost every time. Bringing all of this to the table, I think he is the perfect candidate for the 2nd place. And for last, in my opinion, the holder of the gold medal, Bennett. It's funny that on the first days of Genshin, Bennett suffered a lot of bullying and was considered one of the worst, but now, he is the opposite. Bennett is the man, literally. He covers so many roles that is kinda unfair. You want a buffer? His burst gives a lot of attack buffs that base from his base attack. You need healing? Bennett burst heals your active character until 70% of HP super fast. You need cleansing. His burst applies Pyro Aura in you, cleansing you from any other elements on your body. You need energy to feed your Chungling? Bennett's skill has a short cooldown and regenerates a lot of Pyro particles. And alongside the fact that he's super easy to build, with all of this, it's even hard to find some cons about him. And the only ones I can see is him needing his C1 for a permanent attack buff on his burst. That's not even super necessary. So the only downside of Bennett, in my opinion, is that we'll only have one Bennett. And no, For those players out there saying that a C6 is a downside, you guys need to move on, man. All those characters that get screwed over Bennett infusion are not even meant to be played alongside him, and new characters don't get their infusions overwritten by Bennett. So no, having your Bennett C6, it's not a disadvantage. Just before finishing the video, it's worth remembering again, even though I did this video in a ranking format, this doesn't mean you should go all nuts into one banner just to get some constellations. It just means that, in my opinion, some characters provide more to your account overall than others. But that doesn't stop you from pulling characters that were on the top of the list or not even mentioned if you like them. This was just a video to help new players knowing what characters are god tier and why most people use them. Now that I've done 5 stars and the 4 stars, I'm only thinking I could do a weapons version. So, if you like this idea and want to see this happening, let me know in the comments. My name is dphoenix, I hope you have liked this video. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe because that will help me and motivate me a lot. Share this video with everyone you know is starting in Genshin Impact or that is sleeping on some of these 4 stars. Feel free to leave your opinion in the comments, as long as you respect other opinions even if they are different from yours. Thanks so much for watching this video, it was a pleasure having you from that side. Bye bye everyone, see you all in the next video. See ya.